Hello and welcome to another episode of the Anime Lounge podcast. I'm your host Lance, here with my other host Matt, and our other host Tyler today.
How you guys doing?
Every episode, we like to introduce what we are going to be drinking behind the mics. And Matt, what are we going to be drinking today?
So, Lance and I are going to be drinking the same thing because he brought the beer and I brought the whiskey. For whiskey, we are drinking Parallel 45, which is the same brand that Lance had gotten me for a graduation gift. But this time we are drinking Wisconsin Wheated. It's a straight wheat whiskey. First time I heard about it was today. And had to try it. Pretty good. What do you think, Lance?
Yeah, not bad at all. I'm good with this one.
Yeah, it's a better tasting rye is what I'm calling it. And then because Lance brought the beer, he brought Three Sheep's Wisconsinitis cream ale. It's pretty good. Enjoying it.
Yeah, we like this.
Yeah, Tyler, what ale are you drinking today?
I'm just drinking some high quality H2O.
That's fine. That's fine. We don't force anybody to drink anything.
I got a Halloween party tomorrow. I gotta watch what I do.
He is not pre-gaming.
No.
24-hour pre-game would be pretty. That'd be pretty ballsy. That's all I can say.
I ain't gotta work tomorrow, but I gotta work Sunday morning, so I can't even get too rowdy.
That
sucks.
That's unfortunate.
Yeah, that sucks, Tyler. But Matt, what are we going to be covering today?
For today, we are going to be covering Season 2 of Kaiju No. 8. And to give a quick synopsis, it is the after effects of Division 3 getting split up from when Kaiju No. 10 had destroyed the base, and then them finding out about Kafka Hibino's true identity. And then it's just, to me, it was just a buildup of what is to come. That's the easiest way to put it without spoiling everything.
Yeah, and build-up is a good way. I'd like to elaborate more on my thoughts about build-up later. But speaking of this, Matt and I are switching roles today for what we're going to be sharing. So Matt is going to be taking care of Lance's lessons today. What do you got today?
Yes, because you enjoyed the manga so much, I just graciously let you keep reading. And for today, we have build up because, well, I was intentional in using that word. And build up is Kizuki Agiru. And if you want to say that faster, you can go for it. I feel like Lance probably can, but I'm doing my best. That's all I can say.
No, that was a good job.
And again, that is build up, which is very important for this season.
Spell it out.
Kizukiageru.
Okay.
Nobody's going to remember that. And that's okay.
It's going to be a relatively difficult word for it today.
Correct. But it is very important for this season. And then Lance, you have the manga mentions, so you want to give that a whirl? NANI?
Yes, so I decided to read the manga because I was addicted from season 1 and I have completed this entire series. So I had no problem rereading what would be season 2 material. Season 2 takes place on chapters 39 through 82. So if you want to know what happens in season 3, start reading on chapter 83.
Okay, nice. How many chapters? So you said you completed it. How many chapters are there total?
There is a total of 129 chapters.
So one more season.
So I am anticipating one more full season coming out.
Okay.
The best way to think about this is, let's round it out a bit now. Season 1 was almost 40 chapters. Season 2 was a little more than 40 chapters. And Season 2 was slightly shorter than your typical full-length season.
Yep.
So it's not too far-fetched to believe that between 83 and 129... that's like 46 chapters, which is totally in the same realm. So it's real understandable. I believe it's going to be a very tight 12, or maybe they'll have like a double featured episode or something, because obviously there's going to be a lot of fighting.
I can kind of see them maybe breaking it into 2 cores and then just kind of maybe adding their own little stuff to it, or kind of like what a lot of animes have been doing a lot lately is they'll add their own little flair to it.
Ooh, yeah.
So maybe they might drag it out to two cores and then...
And they very much could do that, because that would be real on par with the manga differences that I'm going to share today.
Ooh, okay.
And what I can share is everything that is in the manga is in the anime. They scraped every single page and scene out of that in the anime.
Okay.
The only difference is what the anime does extra. So the anime does do a handful of things extra, and this is what I can share. The bonus episode, like 12.5 or whatever it was, where they're following Hoshino.
Day off or something like that.
That was all extra.
I don't think I watched it.
That was the first episode. It was like when...
Well, it's labeled as extra, but it was the first thing released.
Yeah, it was the first thing released for the season.
What was weird was I was watching that episode, and I'm like, I don't remember any of this happening. And then like the conclusion of that episode happened. I'm like, okay, maybe this does sound a little familiar. And then I reread it. I'm like, okay, I'm not seeing this anywhere in the manga, so I guess this is. So I was having some false memories. Now I'm going to be nitpicking some things just so I can have some material to share with you guys. So one other scene that's not in the manga is Kafka getting escorted around town just before he finds out about his like permanent transformation kind of stuff. So in the manga, he's not getting escorted around town. He doesn't go back to his apartment and find old stuff. He himself doesn't go back to the cleanup crew and start playing with the chainsaws. And like, why are we watching Kaiju No. 8 play with the chainsaws? That scene happens in the manga where we get to see his old crew messing with the cleanup crew doing their thing. It's just Kafka's not part of it.
Okay.
They're really just giving hey, remember these guys, we're going to prep for the wedding that's going to happen later on.
Yeah, just found a way to bring them in and make them relevant.
Yeah, so that a wedding scene wouldn't be so random at the end of the season.
Yeah, I forgot who they were, even with it's not a flashback, but the side quest, you could call it. I was like, who are these people again? And then they started bringing up Kafka. I was like, oh, yeah, that's who they are.
The manga doesn't show how much pain Reno goes through when he's starting to wear the suit. So the anime did a fantastic job showing extra pain and extra misery. The manga was real quick about it.
That checks out.
When Reno is actually fighting that like 67 monster or whatever, and then like we get to see him in action, and Iharu is helping him. And at the end of that battle, Iharu is like falling from the sky, and he shoots like a hole to to expose the core, and then Reno destroys the core. Here's something that the manga did fine. In the anime, Iharu is just falling from the sky, and then we don't see what happens to him.
Yep.
The dude's falling. But in the manga, we get to see some random ass worker wearing like a gas mask saves him from his fall. So we get a quick little glimpse of like something actually happens. A little bit more elaboration when Vice Captain Hoshina is sparring with Kafka, and they're doing like the punching bag thing, and Kafka's all super excited because he made Hoshina's like arms go numb a little bit. And in the anime, he does like the Bruce Lee 1-inch punch. He doesn't do that in the manga.
I loved that when that happened, because he's just like, okay, and he goes like this and just knocks him on his ass. It was beautiful.
He does knock Kafka on his ass, but it's just a quick one slide. Like he just swiftly punches. There's no flair about it. You just send them flying. So it was nice that the anime did that. Now we're going to get towards the end. Manga never shows Kafka helping the citizens evacuate underground, and then that's where we see the girl with the trading cards.
Yep.
That entire scene never happens in the manga. In addition to that, underground with the dad of the bride, and he's helping the other police officers, the other officers. Helping out underground. None of that happens.
So it was almost like they planted a lot of filler to make it so it was 11 episodes and it wasn't like 9 or 10.
Yep, which is exactly why I was saying if they do turn season 3 material of the manga into potentially 2 more seasons, it's because they're going to, 1, make the fight scenes super elaborated, and 2, add a handful more of these non-manga scenes in.
And I do hope they do that. I hope they do drag it out at least 2 more. Whether it be just a 2 core or if it be 2 full seasons.
Mm-hmm.
I would like to see more of to where they're adding their own flair to it.
Right. I'll share my feelings at the end, but I will be very surprised if they do turn the last almost 50 chapters into 2 seasons. A lot happens, but a lot doesn't happen at the same time.
Yeah, I can see that. I've been thinking about like what to expect for season 2 and
or 3.
Yeah, sorry, 3. Yeah.
Before we talk about that kind of stuff, I have one more mention.
Okay.
This isn't necessarily a difference. This was extra information that they're throwing into the Kikuru fight with 13 or whatever.
I call her like Shadow Kikuru.
Yeah, the one that can change her.
I think that was
figure.
15.
15. Yeah, it was like the last one.
Yep.
This information is 100% going to be in the next season because obviously it's relevant to the fight itself. But with the manga, they were continuing with the fight before we jumped into the chick with the blue hair and the Gatling gun. Because like she comes after the Kikaru fight. Anyway, I'm going to share a little bit of a tiny little teaser, but it's not going to spoil anything. So we're going to see in the Kikaru fight that the kaiju is going to mess with her a little bit mentally. And Kikaru wearing the number 4 suit actually allows her to see like the ghost of her mom. So that's real interesting. And they showed all this before continuing how season 2 material officially ends. So I'm going to throw that in there for fun.
Okay, nice.
And yeah, that's going to be everything that the basically anime did extra.
Nice. Oh, Rin is her name, by the way.
Yeah, Ren Shino Nome.
Oh yeah, I was looking at my notes.
It's very close.
Shino Nome.
Yeah, it's very close to Kikuro's.
Yeah, you got to throw in that extra no in there. Mm-hmm. It always threw me off when I was reading her because obviously in the manga you refer to everybody by their last name typically.
Yep.
It's like Shino Nome.
Well, awesome. Thank you. That was very enlightening. Then I guess let's get into anime talk. The biggest thing, just kind of want to start with it. What'd you think of season 2, Tyler?
I loved it, but I was disappointed at how fast it went by.
Okay, I can see that.
Like season 1 felt like it was like 20 episodes long because it dove into so many different things. But again, with the build up in this one, it was so focused on one thing that it just felt like it was 5 episodes. I wanted more, which is the point of the build up, but I loved it. I just wish we would have saw like a lot more out of it. I don't know if that makes sense.
No?
Yeah.
Makes sense enough.
Yeah, makes sense. Absolutely.
Matt, what are your thoughts?
I understood what was going on. I was kind of bummed because I just wanted more, as Tyler was saying. It was very much of a, hey, let's get introduced to all of the other, what they call it, strike force? Or what joint...
Defense force?
Defense force, yes. I'm getting other...
Lots of forces out there.
Yeah. The defense force is getting introduced to all the defense force, getting introduced to our new strongest captain, Narumi.
Ken Narumi.
Yep. Yeah. And so getting introduced to him, seeing how there's all these different types of weapons. And so that was really cool. Preparing for essentially the great big battle that is to come. Just disappointed because I wanted more. Mm-hmm. If they would have made this 24 episodes or like 28 episodes and concluded the season, I probably also would have been disappointed because it would have been done in 2 seasons. But I just wanted more. That was the big thing.
Yeah. So with my turn, I understand exactly what they did. You know, like I covered, manga mentions over 40 chapters. They did exactly what they needed to do for the anime itself. As for the story, which you guys are mainly referring to, what's going to happen next and where they ended up putting the stop to this season was going to be a very, very difficult situation. What I would have personally liked was the season closure basically happening at episode 10 with the introduction of the new kaiju, because I think that would have been a great cliffhanger point.
Yep.
And then you're like, holy shit, I can't wait for what's going to happen next. Now, it would have made the first 10 episodes really short and be like, I got a little something, but it's not the best. So I can understand where they'd want to pull in extra content and like, hey, we're going to start this war. Stay tuned because we'll finish the war next season. So there's different opinions I could definitely go through there. Matt?
I feel like if they would have done that, it would have been a split core where it's like, okay, over next season, as in like, what was that, the summer season? So fall, the war continues and they could have done that. And then again, it would have been, all right, let's finish the series in 2 seasons because they could have made it 15 episodes or so because episode 10 and there were
11 true episodes to the
11,
season.
Yeah.
It'd probably be like 22 or 23 episodes.
Yeah, they could have made it in the 20s and just made it a little bit longer for the second core and called that a day, or made it season 3, but season 3 followed immediately after season 2.
Right. So what I guess I would have liked to see was one nonstop chunk of 24 episodes so that everything flowed together much better.
Yep.
Or do something super fucking weird and do 3 seasons of 10 episodes so that everything can stop and start with like actual arcs.
You mean 2 through 5? Like 2?
No,
or you're talking 1?
I'm saying like season 2 should have been 10 episodes. Season 3 should be 10 episodes and season 4 should be 10 episodes.
Yeah.
Or yeah. 2, 3,
2, 3,
and 4.
Yep.
And then we'll end at 4 because obviously the manga's done.
Yep.
And without spoiling anything, it's going to be really hard to compact everything that's going to happen next into 12 more episodes, or it might be a little weird to split what's going to happen next into 2 more seasons. Because quite honestly, we're in the middle of this war.
Yep.
And then we have like one more big thing to happen. So I'm really curious on what they're going to do animated wise.
Tyler, what about you?
I mean, I wish it would have been longer, but I can see them ending it like what Lance said on episode 10. Because basically seeing everybody getting their fucking ass kicked and then just going, that's it, kind of sucks.
Yeah.
But I get the cliffhanger, especially where it's ending with Kafka stepping in.
Yeah.
When he knows he's tracked by 9.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like it leaves you on a big cliffhanger. But I think it would have built more suspense seeing the other numbered kaiju enter, but not showing what they can do.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's what I was saying. It should have ended it at 10 episodes where we got those like snippets of random kaiju appearances. And we had that like real horror movie-esque kind of moment where they were doing like the news showing bits of all these random kaiju events after, what was it, like 40 days of kaiju free moments. Something like that. So like just ending an arc of the piece would have been a decent way to end a season, because like it's the end of an arc. Like I said, we're in the middle of an arc, and that's how we end a season. Yeah.
I'm going to give because we're kind of here, and I feel like this is going to be the best opportunity to talk about it, what I expect for season 3.
Mm-hmm.
So I have a feeling we are going to be fighting the double-digit numbers.
I like that. I like that you call them that. It's the best way to collectively call them.
We're going to figure out that they were placed against the people that they are suited to fight. Kikaru against essentially her shadow. They're going to figure out a way to either help each other or swap in some manner so that they can fight against the weakness of the double digits, so that they have the advantage versus the disadvantage. Because obviously number 9 planted all those kaiju in that location to fight against the defense force for a reason, because we obviously know that he is smart enough to be a tactician.
Mm-hmm.
So we're going to figure out, their defense force is going to figure out a way to either merge and come together or swap locations so that they can fight one of the double digits and actually have the ability to win. And then something's obviously have to happen with Kafka / number 8. And he's either going to go fight on his own for a little bit, and then somebody's going to come in and assist him, or he's going to fight number 9, and that's going to be the final battle. It's just him fighting number 9 after he assists with fighting the double digits.
To be fair, I can't see him assisting at all.
Well, I mean, he kind of did.
Well, that's because he hasn't activated his power yet. I feel like he activates it, he kicks this kaiju's ass, and then number 9 steps in, and now he's fighting 9 while everyone else is doing their own fight.
Yep.
You also got to remember the closest 2 people who were to each other were Mina and Shinonome.
Yep.
Those were the 2 who were closest, and they were still 20 kilometers apart.
Well,
so you got to remember, just getting over there to help someone else out is not going to be easy.
Kafka is literally helping Shinonome.
Well, yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, he's going to deal with the kaiju that she's helping because he hasn't activated his powers yet.
No, he did.
But at the very end, that's what I'm saying.
Oh,
the instant he activates his powers, number 9's going to know right where he is, and he's going there.
Okay, yeah.
So he's going to deal with...
Just wanted to make sure you didn't miss the last 10 seconds of the episode.
No, I saw that he was just activating it, but as soon as he activates it, number 9's going to know where he's at, and I have a feeling he's going to get there while no one else is there, because he wants to target him without the help.
Mm-hmm.
Reno's nowhere near him.
Yep.
Shinomiya's nowhere near him. So I feel like as soon as he does it, he's going to pop up like right as he's about to beat the kaiju or right after he beats the kaiju, and it's going to catch him off guard, but ain't nobody going to be able to come over and help because everybody is fighting basically their opposite, which their pure weakness.
Yep.
So I have a feeling this is where you're going to see everybody basically learn self-growth mid-fight and learn to face their weaknesses or fail.
Mm-hmm.
So you think some of our...
Someone's going to die.
Okay.
I think someone's going to die. Who? I'm not sure.
Oh, lame. Give me a name. Take a guess.
Yeah. But,
I'm thinking if someone was going to die, I don't see it being Mina.
No.
But I'm thinking it might either be Reno or it might be Hoshina. Because at the end of the day, Hoshina's got the only suit that thinks for itself. Mm-hmm. And his suit was created by number 9.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it depends on how, in my mind of theory crafting, if number 9's authority over him is that great, he could basically almost have the suit tear himself apart.
I can see that. That'd be interesting.
So it's.
I like the idea.
Yeah.
But we haven't seen any other kaiju other than, I think it was 12 and 15 on what they can do. We have no clue what the other 3 do yet. Correct. Those are the only ones where they really just showed it, kind of like they're fighting. I know that the one Hoshina is fighting is another blade user, but it didn't show anything else on top of it. Where kaiju number 12 gave me Attack on Titan flashbacks like we're playing against a fucking female Titan because we're fucking sprinting down the middle of a highway and then it's just beating ass with its fists.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, besides the one that Kikuru's fighting and the speedster one that you're talking about now, like those are the only 2 that we've seen in the most action, and then we got to see the water one give a glimpse of what
the water one was just kind of, it was just a little bit of a water ability and a side punch, so it wasn't a whole lot.
So that was 11.
12 is the running.
Yes. And then
13's like the weird alien. I mean, they're all fucking aliens.
Yeah.
But like the weird, it was like the first one you see when they're showing clippets of all of them. It's the one that appeared in the woods. 14's the giant flying brick in the air.
Yep.
Which Mina's going against. And then 15 is the little girl.
Kikuru's
the shadow version.
Yeah.
Shapeshifter.
So relatively, for sure, one of them is unknown because we haven't seen anything on it, and that's the brick.
Yep, I call it a book.
Yeah, it looks like a flying brick with faces.
I keep forgetting the word that I'm trying to say, but I know it starts with an M. One like monolith. Yeah, I think that's
it's like a monolith. But we saw absolutely nothing on that.
Right.
2 of them we saw very, very, very short glimpses.
Yep.
And then the other 2 we saw what they can do.
Yeah.
So I feel like somebody's dying, and not like somebody we just met, not like Shinonome. Like if she dies, you didn't really see a whole lot of her. Someone relevant.
Okay.
I think is gonna die.
Okay. I do like that. Before Lance talks, I'm unfortunately gonna guess that nobody dies. I just have a feeling that's how this series is going to go, where everybody's safe, unfortunately.
I feel like I am wrong. Like nobody is going to die, but like with how this fight's leading, there's no way everyone makes it out alive.
My only thought, the other reason behind my thought is that we saw Shinomiya's dad die or get absorbed, however you want to call it.
Absorbed is probably the best way.
So for that reason,
he's still going to be relevant because he's fighting consciousness.
That's true. But he was saying, I'm losing consciousness. I'm losing.
He is losing it, but also number 9's just sitting there.
That's true.
I have a feeling when it comes to the actual fight, when him and Kafka are fighting, it's going to be different. I have a feeling he's going to be somewhat relevant to that fight on why he will probably win.
Okay, that's fair. Lance, without before you were spoiled goggles, what ideas did you have for season? I guess not necessarily the conclusion because you didn't know is the conclusion, but what would be after?
So what I vaguely wanted to tell you, Matt, when I was reading this long ago, was I'm like, season 2 is going to be fun, but season 3 is where it's really going to pick off.
Yeah.
And I said that because I thought season 3 was going to be the start of this entire war that we're seeing right now. So like I was close. I didn't anticipate that we were actually going to see the start of it, but this is where we're going to see all the action. Before I got there, I was like, holy shit, we're in the middle of a war. Everybody's going to, basically I'm going to assume everything that you guys were. Tyler, I was going to be on your board. I was going to assume somebody important is going to die because that's how you bring drama into a series. Somebody's going to die. So that was going to suck. My biggest interest was in Hoshina. Being with his suit that could talk, and he's teaming up with somebody who has consciousness on top of adding support to the user itself. So Hoshina's fighting, and then Kaiju 10 is like activating the tail. Like he's got full control. Like it's 2 users in the same body. So I wanted to see more out of him. And plus it was just interesting to see someone who's just boneheadedly straight into battle versus someone who's more of a tactician. So like those two don't mix well.
That part was one of my favorite during, and he's like, all right, we're going to go this way. No, we're going at them. It was just like, nope, into the wall. Like you run at the wall. Fuck going around the wall.
Yep.
That it was like a good like mood breaker in it, but it opened up for what everyone's potential is.
Oh yeah.
Especially his being able to see it like in action as good as it was. And like you were saying, like he's in a suit that has its own mind and has control of the suit.
Yep. That's
you
the
saw
weird
that
part.
tail destroy Kaiju like it was nothing. What's not to say it's not going to stab him?
Yeah.
Yeah. That'd be
That's
super.
my thought process on why I can see Hoshina dying.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I can see that.
Hoshina's doing a great job, like keeping calm, cool, and collected the entire time he's fighting, because we all saw the comical scene. Like, did you see what this absolute freak said to me? Busted out laughing. Oh, by the way, that little moment never happened in the manga. So I laughed my ass off when I saw that in the anime. Hoshina's so goddamn funny. Gen's so goddamn funny.
Yes.
This series is super funny just in general. But when we come to Hoshina, like, he had my attention from the get-go. He had a tail. I thought the tail was fucking awesome. I fell in love with the suit itself. I thought it was just amazing.
Speaking of tails, every time I saw Kaiju number 9 like floating and whipping his tail, I just thought of Cell.
Cell?
Yeah. I thought of Cell and
exactly.
Frieza.
Because he had multiple forms. Yep. I thought about that multiple times.
Just him kept flipping his tail. I was like, God damn it, that's Dragon Ball Z.
Yep. Surprisingly enough, they made no comments about that in the anime or the manga notes. I would have loved to see that, because obviously the manga notes are always like, where'd you get influences from? And or at least the online manga stuff. You get a lot of fun nitpicky things. But no, outside of influences, Kaiju number 9, his appearance is based off a mushroom. That's his head. It is I forget which mushroom it is, but he's based off a mushroom.
Interesting. Okay.
Yeah.
But continue with your
it's really
guesses.
hard. Expectations. It's hard to have expectations because back when I was reading this, all of this was available. So I was binge reading.
Yep.
And I skimmed through all of this. Everything that was available like over a year ago, all of this war arc was done and over with. And then we got into the finale.
Yep.
And then when we got into I got to complain real quick. Okay. Because when I was reading this, we went from like 3 chapters a month to 1 chapter a month. So I'm going to be completely honest. I binge read all of this stuff. So a lot of fun stuff happens. You get a lot of fun action. And then when you read 1 chapter a month, you tend to forget a lot.
Yep. Yeah, absolutely.
Honestly, it's been so long since I've read most of the stuff. So obviously a lot of this information is lost.
Yep.
Like I know how things end. And I know the gist of a lot of things. But without a reread right now, I couldn't like pinpoint much right now.
So this is one call out I'm going to say for any of our listeners who like reading manga. Try reading a manga, watching the season, knowing what's going on, and then testing yourself on what you can think about what you want to have happen in the next season without using the manga as a reference. Mm-hmm. Because, I mean, we do this all the time. I do this quite often. And it's very interesting to try and think of how would you, as a watcher of something with the knowledge that you know, not try to influence yourself on what you think should happen.
Exactly. Yeah. And like I said, I binge read everything, so I didn't have a moment to be like, I wonder what happened. Obviously, I wonder what's going to happen because I can read it. But like, I didn't sit there and be like, I hope this happens. Or
Yep. Yeah, absolutely.
And that's like the one plus side is you guys read, I don't. All my stuff is like uninfluenced by the manga completely. Mm-hmm. So like at least you guys get to see my point of view on things, and like you guys are like, you're very wrong. Or you're like, damn, he's accurate. Like it could go either way. So it's kind of nice having that input from someone who hasn't read it.
Yeah.
And it's just straight theory crafting.
No, absolutely. I agree. That's I enjoy your perspective on these for sure.
Ooh, so I pulled up Kaiju number 8 fandom.com, the Kaiju list.
Okay.
And Kaiju number 3, 5, and 7 don't have a picture.
I did see that.
But in season 2 material, we learned through one of the captains or whatever that 3, 5, and 7 were lined up for somebody to use.
Correct.
I'm already going to spoil. We're not going to see who they are, which is really interesting because
who are they lined up for?
Who would they? Yeah, right. Who would they? Because we can theory craft.
If you're thinking like the anime is going to end after the war, you're not going to stop mid-war to create new suits.
Yeah.
It's just to build onto the story that has no relevancy.
Yeah, I'm gonna tell you right now, the next season is gonna be pure chaos. It's gonna be nonstop chaos.
Yeah, well,
it's gonna span probably a whole day total.
Yeah, right.
For 12 episodes.
Yeah, like I said, I was reading a chapter a month, so I lost track of time and points and stuff like that. Like, yeah, this could all take place in like a day's worth of
a day or two, 36 hours. And the thing is, because the war has started, they can't test the compatibility with the individuals who they thought they were going to use. So they could have had people lined up, and then this war started, and now they're out of time.
The only thing I can see them testing it on is the generals who aren't in the fight that are sitting on the back line.
Or Iharu. Iharu, the guy at the Mohawk.
True, because they were only letting certain power levels in.
Yep.
And I don't know if he technically got the full amount of training to be able to harness how his power level works.
Right, because with the Reno scene, with the Reno arc, we got to see Iharu really come to light. Like, he's not just some guy who hit his brick wall. We learned that he spikes. Like, when he's in the moment, when he's in the zone, that's when he spikes high, and he's amazing. But then when he's just being average, like the other commander, we can't think of his name, the one that always has the one that always has the bottle of sake. Yeah, being the youth and the future of the defense force, he can be someone who's qualified for one of these suits. You never know.
Yeah, because they said even when he was pushing it, he didn't even know what he was doing, so he can't even unlock the full capability of what he can do. He was still hitting the power of like vice captains.
Yep.
Yeah, he was doing amazing without even realizing it. So, which is going to bring into one thought I have. This is more appropriate for how we're going to cover the future seasons, but I really hope that post the manga, how the manga ends right now, I really hope that there's more to come. I know we're officially completed, but there's so much more information that needs to be exploited or have some better ending.
And they could give
I can't say it that way because it is a good ending, but there's more information that we could be given as a viewer/reader.
They could give some sort of epilogue on like a half an episode. And
I want more than an epilogue. I know it's hard to say.
Because the series is over, all I can really think that the anime would do would be some sort of episode or half episode epilogue. And even that's pushing it. And you might only get post-credit scenes.
What I need from this series is the Dragon Ball treatment.
No.
There needs to be the next big baddie. Because there's more information. There's a lot of stuff that they can pull from everybody.
And I mean, the mangaka might not want to do that.
Right.
Might just want to be, all right, here's number 9, we're done. This is it. Number 9 is your...
Yeah, because it just sucks. And be like, here's your one enemy. That's the show.
I mean, yes, but it depends. The mangaka might want to do something else, and that's why the series is over.
Yeah. At the same rate, I don't necessarily blame the mangaka because I think the amount of detail that he's thrown into these monsters is creative enough. So he might, I was gonna say he's gonna be drained with detail of throwing into the manga panels and then just creating it as frequently as he was expected to. Like I said, this all started 3 times a month and then slowly turned into 1 time a month. Clearly he was over flooded.
Yep. Okay. We talked about the weapons. Favorite kaiju weapon. We'll go with that one.
Let me go last because I can talk about basically any of them.
Yep. All right, Tyler, I'll let you go first.
Probably with Gen's eyes with number 1.
Gen's eyes.
Okay.
Yep. Being able to just tell by their basically how their electrical pulses and everything is to be able to read what they're going to do. It's just insane. Because it's not like it's instinct. He had to train to be able to understand how pulses work to be able to do it.
Yep, that's true.
Because it doesn't touch on how much he had to train to master those eyes.
Yeah.
Because that's not just impulse. Like it's just like you don't put on the suit and you're just instantly better. You have to train in the suit to understand the suit. So it's the same thing with the eyes.
Ooh, I just had a memory.
Okay.
There may not be a picture for Kaiju number 3, 5, and 7, but something tells me.
I wouldn't be surprised if one of the people was Gen, because he doesn't have a suit.
He's got a suit.
Is he in a Kaiju suit? I thought it was just his weapons.
It's considered a suit.
Is it?
Yep. The mangaka talked about how they wanted Gen's weapons number 1 suit to be very silhouette, like to his like personal body, and be top heavy, and then with weapon number 10 being very bottom heavy with his tail. So that is technically a weapon suit.
Okay.
But yeah, I just had a memory. I think 3, 5, or 7 gets used, but I'm not going to spoil anything more.
Okay.
But yeah, you're going with Weapons 1?
Yeah.
Weapons 1 was very powerful. I can't believe Kaiju number 1 was even defeated with a ability like that.
And the fact that with his blade gun, he could destroy you up close, but you want to put in range, he'll just shoot at you from a distance. He doesn't need to be up close to do what he needs to do.
Yep. Yeah, that one was really cool.
Yeah, he's got a great combo. He's got close range, long range, and he's got
basically see the future in a way by what you're gonna do, and
he's got the power behind his
he's
bullets.
got the speed. It's insane because you got to figure he was keeping up with Kaiju number 8. Like he was keeping up with Kafka in Kaiju form, which we've already seen moves a lot faster than other people.
Yep.
Oh, you meant what's your favorite suit?
So for a sec, I had to double check and make sure. Because at first I was going to say Mina's, but that's not a weapon.
No,
that is not a kaiju weapon. That is just a weapon.
It's just a rail gun.
It's just a fucking big ass gun. I was like, ooh.
So Mina could be one. She could be a receiver of one.
Yeah, she deserves one.
Absolutely.
That's just her raw power.
Man,
she gets up to what, 93 or 95%?
Oh crap! I didn't pay too close attention to numbers per se.
That was from season 1.
Right.
I think actually in season 2, I think it says she hit 98.
Or was that Gen? I think Gen also hit like 98. I don't remember.
I don't know. They topped out, and I know Reno hit 70s.
Yeah,
something like that. Yeah,
he was 60s or 70s.
He wasn't absolutely amazing, but he was amazing.
Yeah, and Hoshina, not even having full power or control over his suit, hit 70 something as well.
Yeah, he hasn't even mastered it yet. Dude was spiking. Well, he started out high and then he got really low, and then after he finally like conformed to this shitty battle style is when he started spiking. So yeah, he hasn't mastered this suit. What they were saying in the manga and anime was that he was basically on par with he was on par with his basic suit, so that if he were to master this, he would
surpass.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, because he just ended up agreeing with what the suit wanted to do to build that bond to get stronger after the fight. If he lives, because of my theory, he's going to basically have to almost fight the suit into submission for it to listen to him.
Yeah.
Because that suit is a very aggressive suit.
No. Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. I wish this page had like what the weapons were broken down that way. But I'm going to go with Renos. I think Renos is really cool.
Number 6.
Yeah.
Just the ice.
Yeah, because they're saying number 6 was the strongest kaiju ever.
Yes. Not necessarily because of that, but just I thought that all the ice abilities was super cool. And then
like Spider-Manning himself on like trees and stuff. I thought that was fucking beautiful.
Yeah, it was really cool. And then so Lance, since you're going last, what about you?
Yeah, I kind of already spoiled it earlier. Weapons 10 with Hoshina and the tail.
Yep.
And just the comedy duo, like they said.
And that's also part of the reason why I didn't pick number 10.
Okay. It was just so much fun to see that in action. I love the design. I love the concept behind another consciousness interfering and battling for control of the suit.
Yep.
A lot of fun.
You literally just have brains for his brawn.
Yeah, exactly.
And who's going to win this round?
Yeah. Otherwise, I wanted to give a shout out to Kikuro's number 4 suit because she has the ability of flight. And
she's the only one with flight.
The only one with flight.
Yeah, that's super speed flight. That was really cool.
Just that alone sounds absolutely amazing.
Yeah.
There's basically a Valkyrie out there. It's just really cool.
And when we were talking about number 6 suit, like I know not the gun specifically, but number 6 is the strongest kaiju in history in that anime.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
So that suit with Renos has so much potential, considering they said that Reno is showing more growth than anybody else.
Yep. Yeah, which is why they gave him number 6, because
not fully. He was just the only one that cells could be compatible with it.
That's fair.
It just was lucky to happen that it's on somebody who's constantly growing at an impressive rate. Is what they called him, a prodigy.
So the Reno scene was absolutely amazing.
Yes.
You remember how much damage Reno took?
He had, if I remember correctly, 13 torn.
Oh, you're getting very specific. I was just saying, like
his body's fucked.
Yeah,
his percentage wise, don't know, but I know like he broke his legs,
cracked some ribs,
13 torn muscles, tendons. Like he had a lot of damage, and it wasn't from the suit.
No, his suit protected him essentially.
Yep.
All right. I'm gonna leave it at that.
Yeah, his suit was the only reason he didn't die.
Yep.
It was his pure will and his push to get better on the fly is what was damaging him, because the suit, don't get me wrong, partially was the suit's fault because the suit allowed him to do it because it gave him that boost of power.
Yeah.
But it wasn't the suit that was doing the physical damage. It was just the fact that the suit can amplify his power. So he kept pushing himself harder than what his body could do itself.
Yeah, I like the fact that they called it out. They're like, the suit's not making him do this. His will is making him do this. The suit's just...
Suit's just an assistance.
Yep.
Mm-hmm. Exactly.
It was it was giving him that extra power to be able to do acrobatics through the fucking sky.
Yeah.
I did love during that fight though that when it was focusing on Iharu, that everything was frozen. It was just a giant frozen forest, and then you got to see his spike in his power, and he just ripped everything apart to get to him. Mm-hmm. Beautiful.
The power of friendship.
That's what it was in the end.
Pretty much. It's like, you're not gonna fail. I gotta beat you at your best. And just rips it open.
Yeah, because Iharu didn't want Reno to get disqualified from this mission because Reno failed, essentially. In the very beginning, at that moment, when he froze that radius around him, that was him
losing control in a way.
He lost control.
Yep.
His body failed him, and that was basically a defense mechanism for giving up. And then Iharu comes in to save the day. So yeah, that's how that
and
worked.
Basically what they said, and it didn't specifically say the reason he passed. It's just when they put him up there and Iharu was going out to create that hole, it said he's now learned to calm down, and he's not pushing himself to do what he needs to do. He's relying on others because he felt like that entire challenge had to be just him.
Yep, exactly.
And I think that's why he ended up passing instead of failing. Yep. It's because he learned the lesson to trust others and still utilize that power to where he doesn't push himself to where he's killing himself.
Yeah.
Self-responsibility was too high on himself.
Yeah, I agree. And with that, I think we should take a break.
Hey everyone, just taking a moment to tell you guys about our other podcast, D&D Noobs. Follow us on our shenanigans as we try to save Earth from some monstrous priests. Find us on Apple Podcasts and Spotify. Just search D&D Noobs, that's Noobz. And now back to our episode.
And now that we're back from our break, let's go to the beginning, because we haven't really talked too much about the beginning, and let's kind of focus around Kaiju number 9.
I'll just lead off by saying I called him when we did the podcast in season 1 that we talked about it, because we talked about it for like a half hour, it feels like, that it was a duplicate that was standing behind him in the living room when he was learning to play chess and mastered chess.
Yep.
So... Not gonna lie, it did throw me off that he made 2 duplicates.
Alpha and beta, yep.
So that part did throw me off, but I knew he could make duplicates. But where the fuck did that transformation come from? You saw his duplicates, which is his normal form we've always saw him in, and then you just saw some fucking big black mushroom with wings just overpowered as hell.
That happened after he absorbed Isao.
No, that happened before.
He was before he absorbed Isao. He literally once he transformed in the lab to reveal himself, he was in that form right off the bat.
Oh, I guess when you said the wings and stuff, the wings.
He got the wings after but like
Isao,
the big black version, and it just fucking hit harder than he ever did before. Like, it was just a complete overload of what he used to be, and it came out of fucking nowhere. Mm-hmm. I was not expecting that.
Yeah, he went from like the scrawny 120-pound kid to the middle linebacker.
That shit was Jinwoo embodied. Like, he went from a fucking twig to a fucking just a brick shithouse. Like, I was not expecting it, but that made that whole fucking fight and everything just that more intense.
Yeah. They don't explain any of that, but I guess in the background we can assume that we understand that he's been absorbing and evolving, because he made multiple comments about like, well, after absorbing something, I have a down time. I don't remember the phrasing he said.
Yeah, he's basically got to let his body migrate with the person that he just absorbed.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
So, and I would assume that he can absorb kaiju.
Yeah.
So I wouldn't doubt it if this time lapse between everything that he's been just doing that and the sides.
Exactly.
Like, who's to say when they go out to fight kaiju that he doesn't pop up, kill somebody real quick, absorb them, and just dip?
Yeah, and that's what clearly he's been doing underground. I don't know if you guys remember, like they were saying, like we know that he's underground somewhere
the tectonic plates.
In the tectonic plates, and if we were to try to locate him, it would take a long time.
Yeah, because Jugo said it would take years, and it was off the coast and deeper than what humans could explore.
Exactly. So another moment,
and also he could have just been gathering the energy that's down there and just feeding off of that and letting that help him grow, because obviously he can change and he can absorb. So therefore he just keeps gathering that energy, consuming it, and then just letting that build him as a whole.
To compound on that, they made a comment that the origins of kaiju are coming from like within like the depths of Earth, coming upwards. So if he's already in the tectonics, which is way below surface level, like he's already got access to all of this source of energy. So like if he can absorb either the energy itself or the premature kaiju, and like obviously he's already very familiar with absorbing and shedding the skin of his prior form. Like he was very conscious of how this situation happens after he absorbs something.
And who's to say that he's not creating numbered kaiju and then just absorbing them right away?
Yeah, could have been that case too.
Just because we got exposed to 11 through 15 doesn't mean there wasn't more previously. Because you got to remember 10 said he was a prototype.
Yep, exactly.
That is fair. Yeah.
More specifically for the viewer, being the prototype was just an introduction to 11 through 15. But exactly, that doesn't necessarily mean that he wasn't experimenting and evolving during that entire time.
Yeah, because by him stating he was a prototype just goes to show that 9 can create kaiju.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, there's no way he went from prototype number 1 to be, what, a 9.2 or whatever number 10 was.
Mm-hmm.
Like I think it was a flat 9.
Maybe, might have been. I know the double digits, like the other double digits were flat 9s, but maybe he was as well. I don't.
No, not all the double digits were flat 9. They said they range from 9 to 10.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, no one officially hits 10.
None of them hit 10, but they said that they start at 9.
Yeah, which is why
they never specified which ones were which. They just said they start at 9 and go higher. So unfortunately, we don't know if it's like 9 and like 9.1 or it could be 9.9. But they still reference Kafka as the highest magnitude kaiju, and he's a 9.6 or 9.7.
He's a 9.8.
9.8. So we at least know that they're not more than a 9.8.
Yep.
But they are 9.0 or bigger.
So from what this is saying, base form, we'll just go with that. 10 through 15 are 9.0s. There is one that is a 9.2 in another form. We'll just put it that way without giving anything away or without saying too much.
Okay. Like I said, I do have a little bit of a memory loss there. But I'm looking at one of them, and I do feel like it was the one you'd least expect.
I have a feeling if it's going to be one that's going to be stronger, it's going to be one of the ones we haven't seen.
Mm-hmm.
It's going to be either the water one.
Okay.
It's going to be the monolith.
Okay.
Or it's going to be the one that Hoshina's fighting.
Okay.
Because
that only leaves 2 other options, but yeah.
No. It's going to be one of those 3.
Yeah, but there's 5 total, and you said 3 of the 5.
That's what I'm saying. We haven't seen a whole lot on those 3. Those are who I'm thinking might be the higher of the magnitudes.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, makes sense.
Where the 2 that we've seen are going to be like on the lower end.
They're still going to be strong, but not quite as strong.
Exactly. Yeah. I just have a feeling we have yet to see who that strongest one is.
That's fair. Yeah. And then number 10 in his base form was 8.3. That's 8.3. How he started.
Yeah. I think they made a comment like with him being completely destroyed, like he was still pushing out like a 5.3 or something like that while he was in that test tube chamber. I don't quite remember exactly what it was, but he was still, for being as destroyed as he was and as useless as you think he'd be, he was still very goddamn strong.
5'7" injured.
5'7"? Okay, yeah. Which is still crazy, because, like, we saw him destroyed in that capsule, and then, like, when he was trying to intimidate Hoshina, he, like, bubbled up and formed into, like, a figure.
Yep.
But, like, he's a destroyed kaiju. Like, he's basically a spine and a head, and then he can, like, form this body, like...
But I'm wondering if it was just more of his cells trying to produce it, but what he's being contained in kills it. He can't generate like that.
Yeah, maybe a neutralizer.
So he was able to do it just enough
to
be able to make maybe not a pure physical, but to be able to maybe shape
a shape,
something into it.
Yeah, exactly. It just threw me off. There's like, you're strong and you gave out this form inside this test tube. You're not useless.
Yeah, and they talked about how his core is damaged beyond repair.
Yep.
So, but I do want to talk about number 9 specifically.
Oh yeah, let's get back to him.
And I thought it was really cool how he was just kind of how he had evolved so much. And he's waiting for number 8 because he knows that 8 is the strongest one around.
Exactly. Yeah, so if he can absorb him, he'll be unstoppable.
And he's already struggling to deal with number 8. And Kafka doesn't have full control over his powers yet.
Yes.
He's probably touched maybe 25% of what that body can do.
Mm-hmm. I'd almost want to rephrase that. Like, he doesn't have, not that he doesn't have full control.
He doesn't have full knowledge of what the body can do.
I was going to say realization. Like,
because I know he said that he learned a lot from when he was on his rampage because his body just remembered it.
Yep.
And that's where he learned some of the ways to fight. But there's still a lot more that he doesn't know he's got the capabilities to do.
Right.
Nipple lasers instead of peeing out his nipples.
God, that'd be some shit.
Oh, that was still so funny.
Yeah, kind of above all, that Isao fight where Kafka went full-blown kaiju, that is, even between seasons 1 and 2, that is probably still my favorite scene out of the entire series so far. There is so much that happened in that moment that makes you want more out of him.
Yep.
And he lost control. That's the best way to say it.
Yeah.
So yeah, like he said, there's so much that he learned from losing control that you just want more out of it.
We obviously know that number 9 is going to have essentially at least one more transformation because he has to fully absorb, what was it, number 2?
Yeah.
And gain that ability. And so we'll have that transformation, but do you think we're going to have any other transformations?
I don't think so, because you're going to be already stuck in the biggest fight.
Okay.
And their only other transformations he can get out of number kaiju are the ones that he created. So maybe we'll see. Maybe we can get our answers. If he was absorbing other ones, you'll never really know because you didn't see him absorb it. So you might think he just adapted that power.
Okay.
Or he might just absorb mid-fight. You never know. It can kind of go either way.
Yep. Yeah. Very, very Cell-esque.
It's just, I don't know if we're going to see another big transformation like that.
Okay. So just the one.
Because he, with absorbing number 2, he had a tremendous power spike.
Mm-hmm.
And that was with not full control.
Yep.
I mean, look at it. When he opened up like the scales or his skin on his body and blew everything up, he damn near killed himself.
Yeah, he was starting to lose body parts. So yeah, I'll be interested to see what the transformation looked like, what abilities he's going to get, and
I hope they also explain his power increase. Considering before he could barely keep up with Kaiju number 8, and this time he shattered his arm with a punch. So like, it's got to explain where that increase in power came from at some point.
Yeah. Okay. Lance, are we ever going to get an explanation?
You're going to get something.
Okay.
Good enough. That's all I need to know.
I'll take it.
I'll tell you this much too. You're going to get, it's not going to be fancy, but you're going to get a new transformation.
From number 9?
I'm going to plead the 5th on this one.
Okay, that's fine. I know. But yeah. Since we're talking about number 9. Anyway, I will say I enjoyed the fact that he is essentially the ultimate villain and he's giving a bunch of mini bosses. It just kind of adds to the intrigue of the series.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, ultimately, it really boils down to he's focused on 8, and the only way he can focus on 8 is if he's, like what we're clearly seeing at the end of the season, is that he needs to separate all of the other biggies and he needs to individually snipe them out so that when they're done / being busy, he can focus in on 8 himself.
Pretty much made Kaiju to be just decoy, like spacing on.
It's his target. He needs to focus on him himself. He needs to seclude him. He needs to isolate him. And make sure that he's not going to be, he as in Kaiju number 9, he's not going to be interfered with on the outside so that he can complete his mission.
And that's why I feel like someone big is going to come in that, like, again, with something. I don't really know. It leads a lot for what this next season can bring.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, absolutely. Do any of you guys have a favorite character? I know this season we got introduced to a lot of characters, but doesn't necessarily mean that there was anybody that was super lasting as far as a favorite.
I mean, I have a feeling I'm not going to be the only one on this,
Okay.
but mine would probably be Reno.
Okay.
He wasn't in a whole lot, but one, I love ice type abilities.
Yep.
And just the sheer power that he had with that suit with no full control of it was just destructive.
Yep.
To where I am super excited to see what it can be. And just him as a character, seeing his development from thinking he had to shoulder everything by himself to actually trying to, or actually believing and trusting in his friends to assist him and be there for him, to not put that much strain on himself.
Okay.
Was a huge character building moment for him.
Yep.
Within the span of a 10-minute, like 15-minute episode.
Yeah, exactly. It was a very solid little mini arc for himself. Rhino's an amazing guy.
Yeah, I agree.
Matt, what about you?
I am going to go with Gen Narumi.
Mm-hmm.
I loved his character design, loved his personality, loved his abilities. I definitely feel the whole let me spend all of my money on Amazon and game in the dark.
The
Amazon.
I loved it when fucking Kikuru opens the door. He's like, please give me money. And then the kaiju called and he's like, I was right in the middle of some important negotiations.
Damn it. I was going to save this for my moment, but yeah, exactly. Like,
it was such a good break in seriousness with just like the comedy, but he's such a badass himself.
Yeah.
It's insane.
I was going to say, it's the moment where you're like, I only worry about one thing, and that's like power and what you can prove on the battlefield. And then as soon as Kikuro comes in, I only ask one thing of my teammates, and that's money. Like, we knew what you were supposed to say, and then you go straight to being a little bitch about it. Like,
but then he
that's
flips
so funny.
to just all seriousness, like when his vice captain came in, kicked him in the ass to get him to stop playing his video games. He picks him up and he's like, I know who you are. Just pure seriousness.
Went straight serious. Exactly.
Like, I love it. I like how you chose Rhino's weapon and I chose Rhino. I chose Gin's weapon. All right. Well,
yeah, you guys had a little crisscross going on.
Yeah, I wonder where you're gonna bring it.
Well, Gen is 100% my favorite character.
Yeah, he's the best character
because, well, one, he's super strong. Two, fucking hilarious. The first half of this season was Gen just being just so absolutely funny about everything about that. I loved his rivalry with Hoshina and like that little like
schoolyard beef that they had.
Gangster schoolyard beef. Yeah, that was so funny. Like, he's got the fat ass cigar in his hand. Like, what are you doing on my turf? There's two things I don't like, and it's bowl cuts and some like squinty eyes, and you're 2 for 2. I'm like, oh my god.
And so like when Hoshina showed him up about, well, I got the most kills on small kaiju, and then he's like, well, I got the rest. He's like, well, I'm pretty sure Mina's got him on big, and he's like, oh, it takes a second hit.
So yeah, Matt, sorry we hijacked much of that, but like,
no, you explained it for me.
Yeah,
so
exactly.
I appreciate it.
Gen is, like I said, Gen is 100% my favorite character. But to throw out another shout out, it's gonna be Hoshina. Like I said earlier,
Hoshina's.
I love the suit. I love Hoshina. I think I wanted to say Hoshina was my favorite character in season 1. Hoshina is just a fantastic character all around. He's funny. He's strong.
But holy fucking, he gets serious, and he is scary.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
So he's definitely worth his money as well.
Yeah. Then I love when he's like talking to Kafka about him not needing to transform anymore, and then he's like, "Well, you got to do this in order to surpass me or be next to Mina or something along those lines."
Yep.
So it's I like the fact that he can be serious, he can motivate people, and he knows what they actually want.
Yep. Exactly. All right, so one last topic that I want to bring up.
All right.
Let's play a little memory game.
Oh,
when Kafka and Hoshina were sparring at the shrine.
Yes.
Do you remember what happened at the shrine?
Yeah, he ended up seeing a samurai as they were leaving.
Mm-hmm.
Correct. Couldn't tell you what that meant.
It didn't touch on it in the anime yet.
Exactly. So I just want to make you guys remember that because it will play a point.
I have a feeling it just shows... It's foretelling something because the eyes look similar. At least to me, they did. They looked relevant.
Yeah,
like they had importance to something. I know it's going to be important because he saw it for a reason. They're not just going to throw it in there like, oh, samurai. Like they're not going to just slap that in there just for the fuck of it,
and then never have anything again.
But the instant I saw it, I'm like, he's going to be the only, like when he was seeing, I'm like, he's the only one who's seeing this right now, and it's relevant because of the shrine that they're at.
Exactly. So
interesting.
Because of this, I know it's going to take up a chunk of time for what season 3 will handle, which which is why I wonder if they are going to elaborate and extend a lot of shit ton of information, whether they can pull the last 50 chapters into 2 seasons worth of information. Like I said, there's a lot of action that's going to happen, but what's going to happen is a lot of back and forth. So I really am going to be interested in how they're going to animate this, because that dude's going to be important.
Okay.
And we obviously know how the series is going to end. So I am a little bit flabbergasted on how they're going to go forth with what they're going to do next.
Well, I can't wait. No confirmation on season 3.
No, nothing yet.
Yep.
They have nothing on the release. I'm going to slap one more thing in there. Big shout out to them throwing in the OG Kaiju of Godzilla right at the beginning.
Oh,
Loved
yeah.
it.
Oh, I laughed every single time
So did I.
because big fucking Kaiju had an elephant noise.
I know. I was like, well, that's fucking weird, but all right.
So that was really funny.
We don't judge, okay?
But I feel like they did that as symbolism because we know how strong Godzilla actually is from the movies and shit, and they used to show it how quick that can put it down.
Right. Yeah.
So I feel like it's symbolizing just like what strength he actually has.
I mean, Godzilla went to space, so that's all I can say about that.
That's true.
The world knows about Godzilla. It's classical, and then again puts it down with one giant fucking meteor slash.
Yeah, absolutely. And before we go, Lance has his routine of a Pokemon quiz. Tyler and I are good to go on this, so I hope we can continue our streak.
I always forget if we're playing against each other or with each other.
Well, this is definitely a partnership.
I think it's only a partnership because you suck at it by yourself.
Be that as it may, it's all against Lance, so it's okay.
All right, so let's jump into Gen 3 material because we have Tyler here. Question number 1. What typing is Explode?
I believe he is normal dark.
I don't even know what the fuck that is, so we're going to go with Ghost and Dark, I guess. I don't know.
Oh, okay.
I don't even know what it is.
I don't even think there is a Ghost dark. Is there?
Without spending 5 minutes trying to think about this,
Darkrai would be the only one I would think was close, but I'm pretty sure Darkrai is just dark.
I think Darkrai is just dark, yeah.
I don't know. I think he's dark and normal.
Okay. You guys are both wrong.
Figured.
This was a little bit of a trick question. He is just exclusively normal.
Oh, this bullshit thing.
That's fair. I can see it, but at least I had the normal part right.
Yep.
But I thought he did have dark as well.
Right.
But I think that's just more based around his character design.
Yeah, it would have been more fun if he was a dual type. All right, question number 2. Wurmple evolves into 2 different types of cocoons. What does Cascoon evolve into?
Aren't they both called Cascoon?
No, they are not. I'll give you this much. Wurmple evolves into either Cascoon or Silcoon. Both of them evolve into a different guy, but very specifically.
I'm pretty sure Cascoon goes into Squirrelipede, because I'm pretty sure Silcoon goes into Whirlipede.
Yes, I'll agree with you. I don't remember.
I have a feeling it's fucking flipped by his face.
It's so wrong. We're so wrong.
Sorry. Yeah, that's very, very funny because those are completely different Pokemon.
Oh, God. I am retarded.
In a completely different generation.
All right, man. We suck this week.
Yeah, I don't know any of them.
Cascoon evolves into Dustox.
Oh, yeah. Okay, now I'm
You're leading us wrong, Tyler.
Have your own fucking original thoughts, Matthew. You're just like, sure, we'll roll with it because I have no clue.
Whatever peed you were saying, that was a whole different...
Whirlipede is fucking the second evolution. Squirrelipede's the final.
Yeah, and
I'm just stupid.
Those are like a millipede kind of Pokemon.
Yeah, I'm stupid.
Nothing to do with a caterpillar type deal.
It's not a Pokemon.
We'll just call that Friday work brain because it's been a day.
It's been a day.
All right, final question.
We're going to go over on this one.
Shut the fuck up. We're going to get one.
Okay. I wanted to make a quick comment about how you said Explode was a potential dark type, which would have been cool.
I would have.
But I learned today making this question that Poochyena is dark and not a normal type. I thought Poochyena was a normal type.
No, I knew.
He's been dark because
Yeah.
Mightyena is dark as well.
I knew Martiana was dark, but I didn't know Poochyena was dark. I thought he evolved from normal to dark.
No, because I believe Poochyena in the unevolved form learns Crunch.
Maybe later on.
Maybe, but I also know you
Actually,
can only get it
probably.
you can only get it at night.
Probably. I don't remember right now.
Yeah, I remember.
But okay, anyway, question number 3. Poochyena. What level does he evolve? You're not cheating, are you?
22.
Okay.
I know it's got to be in the 20s. Every time you do this, it's some fucking weird number.
Well, yeah, of course. That's the fun. And
I wanted to go super basic.
Gucciana
you can find in the first couple of routes.
that's true.
I'm going to go 20. Part of me wants to go odd. I'm going to go 24 with it and go with the even.
All right, 24 and
I said 22.
22.
I was
Okay.
going to say 23 for an odd, but
All right.
I was like,
You guys are both wrong. Round 2, fight.
can we get higher or lower?
You know, I feel like you guys get this wrong so often. I need to give you a little. I gave you
give
guys,
us a handicap
Yeah, right.
today because obviously we're struggling.
I know it's funny because I kind of like semi recently I started giving you guys a second guess, and now I feel like I need to give you even a bigger advantage because
We haven't gotten it right yet.
Okay, both of your answers are high.
Hi. I'm going to stay even, go 18.
That's what I was thinking. I'm going to go 15.
15. Okay, so I did give the little hint that you can find this guy within the first couple of routes,
Yes.
which should give a little bit of a hint. Tyler, you are correct at 18.
Okay. In my defense, I was thinking 18, so I had to go.
I just
Yeah,
said it first.
You were gonna agree with him.
Tie goes to the guest.
It's a good thing we're on the same team.
Exactly. So
You
ultimately,
think that?
you guys are ending today with a 1 out of 3,
Ooh, 33%. Let's go.
and you got the hardest question correct. So that's kind of
Okay, I get like
Opposite.
half points though for the explode. At least I got normal. I just
Yeah.
added on an extra flavor
Yeah.
typing.
Yeah, I'll give him the half point. I won't take a half point on that one.
yeah. So that's gonna complete my quiz for today. Hopefully, our listeners did a better job.
Yes, hopefully.
It wasn't hard. Have a brain.
And that will complete our podcast for today. Thank you, everybody, for who's listened to us this far. If you have, please give us a like and a follow on whatever platform you're listening to us on. Like our break suggested, please give our side podcast a listen, D&D Noobs, a listen, because I put a lot of time and effort into that, and we have a lot of fun with that. If you would like more anime news in your life, please follow the Anime Show on Facebook and Instagram. They post daily, and they got a lot of fun and content on there. And until next time, we'll see you guys.
Have a good one.
Later.